Hello, everybody. I am excited to get right into it. S.O.P. Do you know what it is? If you don't know what it is, we're about to talk about it today. All right. So, happy Wine and Wellness Wednesday. I'm super excited to be here with you guys. Let's see. Yeah, I'm disappearing. Y'all, I've been working hard. I've been working hard on this weight loss, and I've been getting my own stuff together. Okay, I've been talking to y'all for years about cavitation and all this other stuff, and I wasn't even doing my own services because I was so busy. So thank y'all for noticing that I've been losing weight. Y'all been drinking my own sauce over here. Okay, so let's talk about S.O.P. But before we do, first and foremost, toast to you guys for making it through Hump Day. Hope y'all have your wine. Okay, so S.O.P. stands for, okay, Standard Operating Procedure. Okay, your Standard Operating Procedure. If you do not have one, you better start working on it right now. Okay, so what your Standard Operating Procedure does is it tells you, your staff, your team, what they should be doing to service your clients and to work in your business. It is essentially your onboarding manual. You guys, I was a part of a conference last week, and the lady there, like when I tell you it hit me like a ton of bricks, she goes, do you know that McDonald's is $143 billion company, but it's being run by mostly 16 and 17-year-olds, right? Because it is so simple. They tell you exactly what you need to do. If the manager is out that day, guess what? People can still make fries. People can still make burgers. People can still, make the breakfast sandwiches, right? Because they have an onboarding procedure. Everybody knows what they're supposed to do. Now, many of you guys right now listening to me are probably thinking, okay, but I'm a one-person team. I already talked to y'all last week about stop thinking so small. That's the first thing. But secondly, what happens if you break your leg, break your hand, break something, and you can't be in your office for a week, and you got to have your niece, nephew, mama, sister, brother, somebody jump into your space and help you? How will they know what it is that they're supposed to do? Okay? And I mean, at the end of the day, as you grow, things are going to happen that might pull you out of your office anyway. You guys, a lot of y'all have seen me for a very long time. You've gone through my journey with me, and you know that it's been 2 years now, but 2 years ago, I lost my mom. I needed time to grieve. I couldn't get out of bed for a week. Did that mean that everybody that had a body sculpting, massage, facial service was going to wait on me? No. In business, the way things really are, honestly, they're like, we love you and all that, but we don't care so much about your mom. I want my massage. I'm in town for 2 days. I need my massage. I need my this. I need my that. So you guys have to have that document together for your people so that they know what it is that they're going to do. And even if, like I said, you're a solopreneur, what are you going to do when you hire the first person, right? You're going to teach that person what they need to know. Here's how we greet the clients. Here's how we answer the phones. Here's how we're going to clock in so that we can track each other's time, right? But then what's going to happen with the next person? Well, you didn't write it down after you hired the first person. So now you're going to have to go through all that stuff all over again with the second person and tell the second person, okay, this is how we're going to clock in. This is how you're going to do facial. This is how you're going to do this. Everything at our place, you guys, we have protocols. We literally have facial protocols for every facial specialist that comes in. We can say, here's pretty much how you're going to do a cleansing facial. These are the products that you're going to use. Of course, it's going to vary depending on the person's skin. Okay, that should be part of your S.O.P. You know what else should be a part of your S.O.P., and I've been listening to quite a few people talk about this week, is your end of day report. If I am on an island somewhere, and hopefully you guys will be able to be on an island somewhere one day, taking a vacation, okay, and you have 2 people working in your space, how are you going to know how much money was made? how are you going to track their performance? I've talked to y'all before about KPIs, key performance indicators. If I've had 20 people walk in my door, 20 walk-ins, and none of those 20 people booked appointments, I need to know that because something is wrong. What exactly are you saying when people walk in the door, right? You need to know what is going on. So your end of day report just kind of helps you track, okay, how many people did we convert to sales? How much money did we make? How is everybody performing? That is what a SOP is. It is your standard operating procedure. If you do not have one, you need one. Your business needs to grow beyond you. Your business should not just be you standing there doing a facial, you standing there doing a body sculpting procedure for the next 10 years. Now, if that is what you want, that is fine. But know and understand that even if that's the case, even if it's just like, hey, I just want to have a one-man team, once again, what happens when you cannot walk into that office and you have to have somebody else help you, even if it's just answering the phones, right? If you have to have somebody else help you answer the phones, what do you want them to say? Where do you want them to send the client if they can't, you can't book an appointment for, if I got my sister, cousin, brother answering the phone for me, where do I want them to send people to book the appointment? Those are the things that are going to be covered in your standard operating procedure. That is what the SOP is. So I did want to break down for you guys briefly a couple of things that should be included in your standard operating procedure for your body sculpting spa or facial spa, whatever kind of spa you have. So I'm just going through our books. Okay. One of the things, of course, you always want to have a welcome, right? So whoever is reading this, whether it's your receptionist, your facial specialist, your body sculpting specialist that you're training, you want to welcome them to the team, thank them, let them know a little bit about the business. So that's the first thing you want to have. Then you want to have steps for training, okay? So what are the working guidelines for the specialist? Here's how we typically, and it could be one sheet each. So how we answer the phone could be one sheet. One of your facial protocols could be one sheet. One of your body sculpting protocols could be one sheet. Everybody's trained slightly different, right? So you might do body sculpting differently than the person that you hired who was trained somewhere else. How do they know what you want, right? You have to say, okay, here's what we do. We do a consultation first, then we take pictures, then we do da 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 da. It's one page. It does not have to be 100 pages of explaining everything. Something else that's important, you guys, is your cleaning procedure. I literally have a checklist to say, after a facial, you guys need to clean this, clean that for the facial room. After a massage, we gotta wash the sheets, we gotta spray this, spray that, whatever. Your sanitation procedure needs to be in there. Your pricing policy, okay, now this is a big one. Let's say that you charge $100 for a facial, right? But every now and then you might offer a facial whatever discount of 20%. Your staff needs to know how much of a percent they can give. I never want you guys to mark down more than 20% without manager approval. That's your pricing policy. Or, if something happens with a client that wasn't happy, you guys are allowed to offer the client one complimentary facial or one complimentary foot detox. No complimentary massages are available. That's a troubleshooting mechanism, right? That's part of your customer service. You have to be able to impart some of these things into whoever you're onboarding so that they're not calling you 50 times a day and saying, okay, what am I supposed to tell the client? How do I book the client? Well, this person said they had a bad experience. What do I do next? Have it in your book, okay? Have it in your standard operating procedures, okay? SOPs are extremely important. And like I said, also any important forms that you want them to have, like your end of day report, so that you know how much money, how many people they converted and bought, how many packages did you sell, right? Or how many memberships did you sell? Today, if I'm looking and every week, Raina is selling 10 packages and Nemo's selling 2, I'm probably going to say, okay, Raina, you're doing an excellent job. Let's talk about what you're saying so that we can strengthen Nemo. And maybe Raina gets a bonus because she's converting so many more, right? So those are the kind of things that make it easy for you to build your business. At the end of the day, you guys, my passion has never changed. My passion has always been for empowering entrepreneurs to build their businesses. And I'm talking about building 6 and 7 figure businesses. And in order to do that, you got to have systems in place. There is no way around it. You have to be able to replicate yourself. Do you think that you can have a business that makes $1 million a year by yourself? You cannot. You can't. And you don't want to have to reinvent the wheel or spend 2 weeks training every single person every time you bring them on board. There's a way to do it better. Okay. So that's really what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. Some other things that you should include in your S.O.P is, like I said, the client satisfaction. You know, what do we need to do to make sure that the client is happy? If the client isn't happy, here's some things that we can do to resolve it. Client retention policy. What do I need to do to keep the client coming? Here are some incentives that you guys can offer. Here's our membership packages. So you know pricing. I literally have behind me one of the things that we do, like when we do the beauty and brunch, we do that every other month. Well, we have a little sign that says if you're attending the beauty and brunch today, you know, you were able to get mini services, you get 20% off of a full service if you book today. There's signage. There are things that we put in place so that it's easy. Everybody knows and understands what they're supposed to be doing. The massage therapist is going to tell the person that they're doing a massage on today, hey, you know, this was only 30 minutes, but you definitely need an hour. You got a lot of tension here. If you book it today, you get 20% off. Systems makes it easy, okay? A couple other things, refunds and credits. You guys need to make sure that anybody that you're bringing in knows exactly what they're doing when it comes to refunds. First of all, what people can get refunds, what people cannot. If a person bought a package, there's a no refund policy, right? But we can offer a reschedule if needed. We can offer this, we can offer that. That policy, whatever you want it to be, needs to be in your standard operating procedure. Retailing. What is it that you want to retail? What is the price? You know, what is the discount that people can give for retailing? Here's the product that goes well with that. You can give a couple suggestions so your front desk person knows what they should be kind of introducing and pushing, as well as your body sculpting specialist. Okay, because like I'm saying, at the end of the day, you may be at the top of your game, but the person that's coming in behind you, they're brand new. They don't know how you do things. They don't know what you want until you train them, and you don't want to have to train them over and over and over again every single time. Are y'all getting this? I really and truly, I got a lot of y'all online with me right now. I hope that y'all are truly getting the value out of this. You guys let me know. Couple other things I will go over for standard operating procedure. If you have somebody that's a new employee, you probably want to let them know. Now, this can be in your employee manual or it can be in your standard operating procedure, but you probably want to let them know, hey, if you need to take a sick day, you know, here's how you can do certain things. We have 2 main documents that we start off with. That's the S.O.P, which is your standard operating procedure, and we have an employee manual. But when you are starting off, you might have your employee information in the same book, okay? And then any kind of like forms and releases, people need to know where to look for them, okay? If I'm brand new to the industry and you have certain consent forms that you want every client to fill out, where are those forms? Are they somewhere on the computer? Are they in the Google Drive? Like, where am I supposed to be looking for the forms that you want me to give to every single client? If I don't know where to look, how can I give it to the client? And if I don't know where to look, guess what? I'm going to keep coming to you going, hey, where is that document again? hey, which document is it that they need if they're doing a foot detox versus if they're doing body sculpting versus if they're doing a facial, which form is it again? Whole bunch of questions, repetitive questions are going to be asked, and you're going to be frustrated. Like, why does person keep asking me this? Let me also tell you this: the best time to put an SOP in place is when it is just you. Okay, and that document is a living document. It grows as your team grows because you may put one thing in there when it's just you, but now that there's 8 people, that might need to change, right? It might need to be updated. So you are going to evolve, and so is your SOP. But the reason I say it's easier to start when it's just you is because once you have 10 people that are already doing things differently from each other, then you got to sit there and say, okay, Sally, how did you do this? Sue, how did you do this? Okay, wait, let's put it all together. And then if Sally quits and you don't have any of her information, you don't know how she was answering the emails or how she was converting all the sales, then you're starting all over again and saying, okay, well, maybe Sue knows how to do it. Let's do, let's figure it out. So it becomes very, very complicated. So the smaller you are initially, the easier it is for you to say, okay, let me just put down my thoughts, put how I want things to be done. And then as I grow, I'm going to have the employees help me refine it. Where I might put in, okay, we got to check everybody out before they come in. And then everybody's like, I don't really know if I want to do that. I don't want to check people in beforehand. Let's change it. Let's update it and say that everybody can come, they can check out afterwards. Okay. So that's what I have for you guys today. I am super, super excited, you guys, for the 2-day refresher. If you have not already registered, okay, if you have not already registered, you have 3 days. We are starting the webinar on Saturday night at 7 p.m. Central, you guys. So if you have not already registered, please do so. The link is in the bio. I'm going to do 2 days. One, I'm going to go even further into business. This kind of stuff is just a little snippet. But I'm going to go further into business, how you guys can increase your revenue, how you can successfully launch your business. And I'm also going to go over 4 different body sculpting techniques. And I'm going to be answering live questions on here's some of the things that we do to get the best results for our clients, okay? A lot of people have asked questions, so I'm answering them a couple different times for you guys. But will there be a replay? Yes, but only for like 2 days. So if for some reason you can't get it live, but you've registered, we will send the replay out to you. If you have not registered, you won't be able to access the replay. Okay, so that's the first thing. So you need to register. Even if you might not be able to do it live, you'll still get access to the replay. Am I going to be talking about the same thing both days? No. Am I going to go over every single technique? No. I'm going to go over probably 4. I'm not going to be here all night with y'all on Mother's Day night, okay? But I am going to go over some of the techniques with you guys. There will be Q&A. I'm going to do a live Q&A both nights. So if you know that there's certain things that you want to know about the industry and about business, that's the time to do it because I'll be answering all those questions there. I'm trying to think what other questions people wanted to know. The links, by the way, are not going to be on here. It's going to be a private Zoom. It is not an Instagram live. It's not a YouTube live, and I will not put those webinars on either platform. You have to register and go into the Zoom if you want to get the information. I think those are pretty much the questions. Now, I guess we did have a couple people like, well, how long is it going to be? That really depends on you guys. I've got certain things I'm going to get out to y'all. So that'll probably take an hour, maybe hour and a half. And then I'm going to do Q&A. So max 2 hours. I'm not going to be, like I said, going really long. And no, I am not doing a full training on each technique. I'm going to do a little bit about each technique and answer questions about each technique. I'm not going to go over every single, there's no way I can teach even one class in 2 hours. If y'all know me, you know that I give a lot of information, a lot of details. I'm very thorough. So I can't teach a full class in 2 hours, even if I, wanted to. So I will be going over the basics, the techniques with you guys, but I'm not going to be going over everything I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I didn't hear, but how do you register for the webinar? Okay, so I'm actually about to really quick, you guys. That's why I'm looking down at my phone. I'm going to go ahead and post the link here in the live for Instagram, and if you are on YouTube, it's going to be in the description. But after this live, the link to register is in the bio. So if you're in either of them, it's going to be in the bio. Okay, but really quickly, I'm gonna go ahead and post it in the chat so that you guys will see the link for the registration. Okay. Also, if you want to join the private Facebook group, you can see the links in there as well. And we currently have a chat going in the private group where you can start telling us what exactly you want to learn about, what questions you have, so that we can already start addressing those things as well. Okay. So let me jump on this live link from the other page and post it. Okay, hold on 1 second. So yes, give me 2 seconds to put. Oh, you're welcome. You are welcome. Let me put this link in here for y'all. Of course, today I did tell Miss Raina. I was like, "Oh, you can go home," and now I need somebody to post the link for me. It's okay. I got it. I got it. Okay, what questions do you guys have while I'm pulling this link up? What questions do you guys have about anything about the boot camp or the free? I just put it in. I just put it on the live for Instagram, and like I said, YouTube. I'll be putting it on this video as soon as I end it. But what questions do you guys have about the 2-day webinar, or what questions do you guys have about the standard operating procedure, really quickly, before I end today's live? If y'all have any questions, go ahead and throw them up there now. I will answer them. If not, I will see you guys on Saturday evening at 7 o'clock Central in our private Zoom. Like I said, it is a 2-day free webinar. It is open to anybody. Now, I'm sorry, that's a question that we've been getting a lot too. Is it only for people who are already certified? Is it only for people who have been through y'all's classes? No. This is a free 2-day webinar that I am doing for any and everybody that might be interested in the sculpting industry, that might already be in the sculpting industry, that you guys want me to, kind of answer some of those questions you may have. I'm going to be talking about some of the different machines, some of the different materials you should use and shouldn't use. So I'm going to go through quite a bit of stuff. And it does not matter what your experience is in the spa industry or the sculpting industry. I will answer questions for all of you guys. So you don't have to have any kind of prior experience to join that 2-day webinar. All right, you guys. I don't really see any other questions coming up. Like I said, if y'all don't have one, go ahead and start putting that SOP together, because you guys, it is extremely important. On our website, CameliaAlise.com, we do have a template, but you'll have to build off of the template. If you want to buy that, it's on there. But if not, I just kind of already went over a breakdown of some of the things that need to be included in there. And like I said, your end of day report, as well as your customer policies, as well as your protocols, anything that you want the next person to be able to come in and replicate, or be able to understand how to answer the phones. You can put as much detail in there as you want. But once again, I'm going to remind you guys, like I said, the conference I went to, it hit me like a ton of bricks. And this lady said, look, McDonald's is a $143 billion company, and it's being run by 16 and 17-year-olds because they have a policy. It's very easy. Everybody knows what their job is, what they're supposed to do. If you're on fries, it's simple. Here's how you're going to do the fries. If you're on facials, it's simple. Here's how you're going to do the facials. It shouldn't be that complicated. Someone said, I had a quick question. Would you need to have some type of sunscreen as you're getting radio frequency done? No. No. You're going to protect your face after, just like you would with any other facial or something like that. But you should never be using sunscreen as a conductor for radio frequency. If that's what you're asking, absolutely no. No. So that's the answer to that question. All right, you guys. I didn't see any other questions, so I'm gonna go ahead and end today's live. I will see you guys Saturday. The link is in the comments. The link is also in the bio. If you're on YouTube, the link is also going to be in your bio. So you guys go ahead and register for the webinar so that y'all can get your questions in. And then if you want to submit questions ahead of time, go ahead and go into our Facebook group. The link is also in the bio. It's called Body Sculpting Professionals. And there's a picture of like me with the webinar information at the top as the banner. All you have to do is hit submit, ask your question, and we'll answer it. I would like to learn how to hire girls for my business. That's something that'll be discussed during the webinar. I mean, briefly, but I'm already talking about that to you guys right now. So I am gonna talk about like when you hire a team, some things you need to have, but I'm talking to you about that right now. Like that's what your S.O.P is. If you want to hire somebody, you need to know how to train them, how to onboard them. They need to understand what it is that you're doing. So that's exactly what I've been talking about today. I don't know what else you want to know. Like when it comes to things like how to pay people, legalities and stuff, like I go through most of that in some of our courses. I'm not going to go through too much of that because I'm going to talk to you guys more so about bringing revenue directly into your business. That's what I'm going to be talking about at the webinar. So I'm not going to talk as much about hiring a team during the webinar as I am your business producing revenue and steps that you need to take to bring money in. So those are the kind of things that I'm going to touch on more so on the webinar. The onboarding process, I'm not going to go as deep into because I do that normally like when I have a longer amount of time. Remember, I'm only going to be doing an hour or two. So, all right, you guys, that's all I have for you. Y'all have an amazing evening. Toast to y'all for making it through hump day. And I hope to see a lot of you guys with us live on Saturday and Sunday. And though they will not be the same, and you don't know what I'm going to be teaching each day, so you got to jump on to figure it out. Bye.